Hello, welcome to the Iconic Cinema YouTube channel where I'll be reviewing movies and different aspects of cinema that I consider to be iconic. Let's get started. So I've seen close to 1,000 films in my life. No joke. I've literally documented as many as I could remember. There's one film though that stands out like a sore thumb. Perhaps the most criminally underrated film of all time. We're talking about Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15. Kingsglaive was mainly developed by Visual Works, which is a CGI division of the legendary Japanese video game company, Square Enix. It was produced essentially as a tie-in companion to help deepen the lore of the Final Fantasy 15 game, and simultaneously serving as a grand marketing weapon to create a new wave of Final Fantasy 15 game players. A far deeper endeavor than simply putting out a tie-in comic. It's been reported that this film took at least 3 years and up to 50 companies to produce, which sounds logistically impossible to say the least. Moving on to the plot. The plot isn't groundbreaking by any means. It can be compared to The Lord of the Rings, with the Ring of Power at its center that's being used to pit one kingdom against another. However, I won't knock this film by any means for plot point reasons. Besides, there's only so many stories that can be told. Similarly, as there can only be so much music that can be produced before several tunes sound alike. What sets Kingsglaive apart from similar films is in its execution. Just about everything about this film is flat out breathtaking. For instance, it's not too often that you come across CGI characters that blur the line between what is real and what is art. There are moments in this film where you can freeze frame multiple close-ups on characters, and most people would not be able to tell the difference. The same level of detail and awe goes into the world building that somehow visually combines the past, present, and future. A world built on a medieval cornerstone that extends into the 21st century and further into uncharted territory. Visuals that we have seen countless times before, while bringing forth something that is entirely new. Every scene in this film, from its beautiful visuals, ultra lifelike characters, and mind-blowing action sequences, is captivating. Another accomplishment that sets this film apart are the action sequences involving the daggers wielded by the protagonists. Not since the iconic lightsaber have I seen such a unique weapon. The daggers are beautifully designed. However, what makes them brilliant is how it allows the wielder to teleport as far as the dagger can be thrown. I must mention that the teleportation effect that the designers came up with eclipses the Nightcrawler opening sequence from X2, X-Men United in my book. The sound design, the disappearing effect, and the use of color seamlessly melds into an unforgettable cinematic harmony. To be honest, the sequences involving the daggers are so amazing that they cemented this film in my book as one of the greatest cinematic achievements ever. You would surely think a film of this scope and ambition would be a beloved tentpole summer movie classic. Unfortunately, Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15 only received a limited global release and made only upward of 10 million US dollars. It's absolutely puzzling to me. Most lovers of cinema have probably not even heard of this movie. If you haven't seen this magnificent film yet, do yourself a favor and witness what I consider to be iconic cinema.